What's going on, everybody? This is my third fucking attempt at this recording, and it's really starting to piss me off. I don't know why I can't just learn and write down what I'm going to say, but I don't know, that doesn't feel natural. Anyways, this is Marcus. I'm one of the nerdestrians who will be pretty much hosting this. This was an idea thought up by me when I was listening to a podcast by Kevin Smith. And I really admired the way he talked about what he loves and how he realizes that, he spends almost every waking minute of his days talking or involving himself with the things he loves, which is like comic books, TV, movies, video games. He's just so involved with all of that, and I think it's cool that, he grew up admiring the heroes and sort of just shit like that, how I do, and now he does it every day as a job. It's just pretty awesome. So, I'll begin by sort of giving a little backstory on the name. Nerdestrian is sort of, I'm pretty sure you could figure it out. It's meant to be like, oh, we're normal people, but we're nerds, and we're just your average, everyday sort of guys or gals. I don't know. I've never used the fucking word gals before in my life, and I don't ever want to again because that was horrible. Sounded like my fucking grandpa. He's like 60 something. Anyways, this is just sort of a place where I want all my fellow nerds to come and open up about comic books, movies, TV, video games, and just sort of discuss it openly. And, of course, I'll be having my friends on here hosting it with me, and it'll be so much easier for me to talk, and I won't be getting caught up in these moments of silence that are just sort of awkward and weird, and I hate them. But, my main point is to discuss comic books because it seems like something that's dying away. And really, that's sort of saddening. Not the idea that comic books are ever going to fade away, but that we don't read them as often anymore, and that your common comic book nerd isn't as prevalent today as they were 30, 40 years ago. I don't know. My timeline's all sorts of fucked up. Um, Not a lot of people know. Well, I guess they do, but if you looked at me from, someone who doesn't know me, their point of view, you would have no idea that I just love, Spider-Man and Deadpool and Batman and all of that. A little bit about myself, my sort of background story, if you will, is it all began when I was about 6 years old. My grandma gave me my first comic book, which was the X-Men, and I looked at it and I was like, oh my god, this is so cool, because I wanted to be a big kid, but I didn't want to read those damn books with just words. Like, I needed pictures, man. I needed my fix of color. Like, the, I can't just read down a page of just fucking words because it's boring as hell. And so I knew I couldn't read the children's books anymore because I wanted to be a big kid. And so it was two conflicting sides. And comic books were the in between because they didn't treat me like a child, but they also gave me that sort of visual of what I was supposed to be experiencing. And I loved the pictures and the characters and the development of these stories. They were just great. But, yeah, my grandma gave me my first X-Men comic when I was about 6 years old, and I had already loved Spider-Man so much, and it was from there that I started reading the comic books that I realized that Spider-Man would get picked on in school just the same as me, and I connected with that, and I thought, it's so cool that this average kid, he comes out of, just being bullied, and he gets this great power to save the world, and he chooses to save the world. He doesn't go back and seek revenge or, do anything stupid. He does these things for the greater good, and he's fucking Spider-Man. And that just really, I connected with that a lot. Um, that's me. Like I said, this is not just comic books. I'm also into The Walking Dead, Breaking Bad, Sons of Anarchy. I want to get into Hell's on Wheels. Um, my favorite movies are typical book fan movies. Jesus, can't fucking talk today. Let's see, around my room I have the Avengers, the new Avengers movie, Tron, um, lots of Halo around my room because I fucking love that game. It's just Master Chief is the shit. What can I say? Dead Space, Gears of War, Clockwork Orange, Prototype, which is both a video game and a comic book. The Dark Knight, pretty great. Yeah, that's pretty much it for me, as far as my love of things goes. Also, Star Wars. Obviously, Star Wars. One of the biggest things in my life is Star Wars, and it always will be, just like the Marvel Universe is huge with me. Um, I know for the comic book fans, one of the first questions we ask each other is, who's your favorite hero? And my answer is obviously, Spider Man. But really, I'm more for the anti hero, which is, Deadpool, Moon Knight, who are a few others? The Punisher, the ones who are willing to take that the step into the darker side of life, and they'll kill to get what they need to get done, and they don't really hesitate with that. And I think that's pretty badass. Um, my hosts and co-hosts, whatever they would like to be called, will mostly be probably, Andrew Nguyen, Kevin Nguyen, um, Luis Ramirez, Andrew Urrutia, um, Jack McDonald, of course. Great guy, total character. I'm excited to see what he has to bring to the podcasts and videos because he's into acting and all that. And also Andrew is too, which Andrew Nguyen, he's very into acting. He's a great character. All of them really are. And I sort of have a feel already for what they're going to bring to this. I think it was probably Andrew Nguyen. He posted on the Nerdestrian page the original script for the Alien prequel, Prometheus. So if you get a chance and you're interested, go look at that because it's pretty exciting. And Andrew, he showed me, I believe it was a few months before season 2 of The Walking Dead came on. He brought to me the script for it, and at the time I was not so into that show because I had no idea what it really was. I hadn't read the comic books yet, but now he brings these things to me and I can be excited about it and be like, oh my god, because I don't know, I didn't really look into this stuff because I was afraid of what other people would think or they'd call me a nerd, and you know what, that was totally retarded, and I should embrace this, and it's really cool because these are people that are similar to me and they love the same things. Um, if you are really interested in talking on the show or being in a video or something, or you'd like to bring up topics, message me, leave something on the wall, do something, let me know, and we'll get you on here and we'll get talking. Um, what else is there to talk about? There's that awkward fucking silence again. It's like that annoying fly that just keeps coming around like, hey, I'm a fucking fly. It's like, hey, I'm a fucking awkward silence and I'm here to brain fuck you. Um, Jesus, there's so much more I had to say. Oh, we will be doing an episode later today. As far as I know, it's me, Andrew Nguyen, and Kevin Nguyen who will be discussing some things. I'm not really sure our topics yet, but I'm pretty sure we'll be sort of reviewing the original script for the Prometheus movie, which I have not seen yet. I've yet to see it. I've seen bits and pieces, and I know it's linked to the Alien series, which I think is great, but it's not really for me. I'm more into zombies than I am anything in the sci-fi realm. Uh, what else, man? Jesus, there's so much to discuss, but just nothing is coming to me right now. Lots of high points that I want to talk about during the show in a few hours, like Bioshock Infinite coming out, and the gamer's review of Halo 4, which, oh my god, it's fucking orgasmic. Just, like, for lack of a better word, it's, oh my god, it's amazing. And I know they sort of, a lot of the fans are saying, oh, they just did this to make money. No, I think it's a whole new side of Halo that we have not seen before. Anyways, we'll be talking more about that later in the day. Um, I'm not even sure how to upload this yet to Facebook and all that, but I'll figure it out. Fuck, I'm gonna dread doing that. Probably discussing in the comic book realm. We'll be discussing the Watchmen before the Watchmen. That's just a series I've picked up. Um, like I said, if you are really interested in comic books and superheroes and all of that, if you are in any sense of the word a nerd, please get on here and we'll talk about some stuff because I'd love to hear from you and I just really want to hear what you have to say and I want to discuss it with you because I don't know, it's just something I love to do. Just, you know, and I would love for this to become something like something big and heard of. That way we can have more people to discuss it with. That way we can sort of like an outreach for nerds, even though this is being called the age of the geek and that all these movies are coming out, you know, the Avengers, the Dark Knight, and that's a big part of the reason why I'm doing this is because I feel like these movies are coming out and we are forgetting about the comics, and I feel like it's sort of a dying thing. Not that comics will ever die, but that we'll become movie fans and we'll forget about the real heroes that are in the pages. And, you know, one of the greatest quotes I have is from a teacher at my school, Mr. Ryerson. He said, the comic books give us the ability to interpret things in our own way and bring these heroes to life in our own way. The movie adaptations are the director's interpretation of the heroes, and I feel it's a totally different experience reading a comic book and watching a movie because you're not allowed that sense of freedom to imagine what you want about these characters. However, I think when a director connects with his audience, his or her audience, they really, that's when you make a great movie, is like the Avengers Assemble or the newest Spider-Man. Just a lot of fans really liked. Oh, Jesus, really liked both of those. Sorry, I'm just having trouble speaking today. But, yeah, it's pretty much what the Nerdestrian is about. So, like I said, if you are a nerd, any sense, get on here, and we'd love to hear from you. I'll be back at you today, probably around 7:30, because I have homework out the ass, as do most of my friends. Fucking AP classes and growing up and shit. The most, I don't know, horrible part about life. Growing up and being like, oh god, college, you know, but it's a totally another rant that I will go off on some other time, because I think I'm boring you all to death, and that would be horrible. So, this has been just sort of my opening, the step out of the door with Nerdestrian, and I hope you guys love what we have to offer. See you later.